Alright, this is a warning PSA. Do not mix dairy with Big K Diet Citrus Drop.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
Jared just literally made a solid into his drink.
Oh my fucking god.
With that, welcome back to the College Dropout Podcast. This is your main host for the day, Alex.
Hey,
Jared
do not let that power go to your head. Let you.
Jared is riding bitch today.
Oh my. Because he literally... Okay, ladies and gentlemen sitting at home, I would like to let you know that I take this podcast is definitely a passion project of mine, but I take it pretty casual. Like, most of my ideas we come up with before we start the podcast the night of. This motherfucker had headings. So headings. This dude had a full essay written for topics for the podcast.
Don't expose me like that, Jared. Alright, on our Instagrams, we actually came up to our friends. We asked, what are some questions you would like answered on our podcast? Lots of friends watch us, and I figured I'd ask them, and I'd read them off to you, and we'd both answer.
Okay.
So question number 1, what is your biggest mistake, and what have you learned from it? 2 people actually asked the same question here.
Oh, that is a great question.
Do you need a second to...
if you have one off the top.
I do actually. All right, so about a year or 2 ago, I started boxing because I thought I was a Billy Badass for whatever reason, and I decided I was going to just start boxing. I started out, I was pretty good because I had some former martial arts training back in the day, but I wasn't the best by any means, but I dabbled. All right, so I was kicking some ass, I was doing okay. And, I thought I was a Billy Badass, and it went to my head. All right, it went straight to my head.
Yeah.
And I stopped going as often because it was like a 40-minute drive from my house. So
yeah.
I was like, I'll go. It was a 4 times a week class. I'm like, I'll just go 3 times a week. Well, that became 2 times a week. And that became 1. I'd skip a week, maybe go back twice the next week.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
And, I came back, and they told me that I was going to go in for a fight. Like an actual, an actual ring and fight in front of a crowd of people. So I was like, shit, all right, I got a month and a half to train for this fight. And, so I start going as hard as I could. I would go to every class I could, and then I'd weight lift right after for an hour or 2, run cardio. I was doing everything. But I didn't have the experience that everyone else did. So every time I would go to spar, I'd get the shit beat out of me, Jared. I would literally get the dog shit kicked out of me on a daily basis. I would have headaches for like 3 days after the fact. And the coach wouldn't call them off. I'd be there in the corner just getting the fucking piss beaten out of me, waiting for them to stop. And it never happened. So eventually I had to man up. I had to tell the coach, listen, I can't fight in front of a crowd of people. It would just be, I'd be getting beaten up, essentially, for the pleasure.
Getting paid to watch me get my ass beat.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't getting paid. It was an exhibition.
Oh my fucking god.
No, I would not get paid for that. They were, basically, I would just be getting beaten up for the sake of others' fun.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And he was pretty nice about it. He's like, hey, listen, I get it. You missed a bunch of practices. I hope you still come around. I didn't, because at that point I had grown to hate boxing so much. I at the point I am now, I love boxing. I think it's a great sport. I'd love to get back into it sometime, but I'd have to, actually dedicate the time to do it.
Go to a different gym.
That's also another thing. I have another friend that I made there who's running his own gym now.
Dude.
That I was going to go there. But whenever I do seem to get the time. But I think what I really learned about that, I learned that I am not a badass person at all.
Yes.
I'm in no meaning of the word. I'm such a softie, in all honesty. Like, it hurt me to punch other people, and it really hurt me to get attacked. Because it hurt me just at my core, really. It hurt me to the soul.
I feel you.
So I understood from that point, I'm not a fighter. I try to resolve things with words. I'm kind of a muscular guy. I could probably hurt someone if I really wanted to, but odds are I'm not going to want to.
Alex wouldn't hurt a fly, even if that fly literally took a shit on his ice cream cone. He would be like, damn, tough break.
Damn, that's shitty. I don't know my ice cream. That might piss me off. But basically, that's what I learned about myself. I'm no badass, but I think in that I learned that, I learned that I am definitely more of a lover. I think that's okay. It's just you got to learn to live with that, and it's taken me a while, but I think I'm okay with that. So that's probably what I've learned from it, if anything. But on to you, Jared.
My worst mistake. So, ladies and gentlemen, me and all of my brothers at home have come to the consensus that if there's one thing that plagues and curses our family, did I just say our last name? I'm pretty sure I did. Mm-hmm. I did? I didn't?
No, you said plagues and curses our family.
Okay.
Me and my brothers, plagues and curses our family.
Okay, good.
All right. You didn't just name
I thought I just doxed my whole family there real quick. If I did, okay.
Beep it out or something.
I'll listen to it, I guess. No, but I think all of us have agreed, all my siblings, that there's something that plagues all of us, and it's that we have poor taste in women. You might think that this story is going in a specific direction, but actually it's different. It's entirely different. So there was this girl that I had dated. I have not dated people. I don't date people very long because I'm actually really, really, I'm a very, very, surprisingly considering that I'm going into therapy, I know. I am very emotionally in tune with myself. So I don't really date people very long.
Jared only has sex with himself. He doesn't need others. They are only mortal and of the flesh. He is above.
All I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen at home, sex is temporary. Lo-fi beats the study/chill to is eternal. Please pledge your allegiance to something that will last longer than your mortal body. No, so I dated this girl. So I don't date very long, like I said, because I really I have a good understanding of what I'll end up working with and what I won't. So I was dating this girl, and I dated this girl for about 2 months, and the problem was at the time I was really debating between the girl that I was dating and this other girl whom I had been interested in for a very, very, very long time. Long story short, found out this other girl was single, and when I had gotten into the relationship with the girl that I was dating at the time, I thought that she was taken. But turns out she had been single for months, and I wasn't paying attention enough. So I talked to my therapist about the whole thing. My therapist, he was like, "You should just break up with her." And I was like, "Okay, but how?" And he was like, I was like, he's like, "You're still in high school, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Just text her and break up with her." And I was like,
"Bro, your therapist is a
dude, I know. And so I'm like, that's a terrible thing to do. He's like, "You're in high school." He's like, "Worst case scenario, you'll be hated by people for a day until bigger drama comes along and sweeps it under the rug." And I was like, "Okay." So I went home and I texted her and I broke up with her. I got with this other. Shout out to this girl, by the way. If she ever listens to this podcast, she was so mature about it. She was so nice and mature about it and understanding. I 110% was a total. This is the biggest asshole move. One of the biggest asshole moves I've ever done. Mm-hmm. I totally lied. I said that I was breaking up with her because I mentally wasn't in a place to be in a relationship or some shit like that.
I was really hoping you were gonna say my therapist said I had to break up with you.
I actually explained that to her because we started becoming better friends again, my senior year because we had a class together. So we worked on our friendship then, but I could tell she was angry about it. Yeah. She still was pretty angry about it. Until I explained what happened, and then she was a bit more understanding.
But still kind of pissed.
I shouldn't have done it. And I'll explain why, now I feel even worse about it, is because, I got into this relationship with this other girl, and at first it was really good, and then it went downhill, and I think you know who I'm talking about at this point. But, that's a very, very long story that I don't feel like getting into / probably shouldn't get into.
A story for another podcast.
A story that I probably shouldn't tell because I'm really tired of like continuously bringing this shit back up, because every time I mention it at all, like publicly or to anyone, somehow it manages to get like back out again, and I feel like I'm stirring the pot again for some reason. I like that shit's behind me. I'm over it. I'm done with it. But so I'm strictly talking about this girl at this point. But the reason it was like the biggest mistake I've ever made is because like now that like I'm thinking back on it, like that relationship that I had was really, really, really wholesome. Like never once did I ever feel that like I wasn't valued. I didn't have enough attention. I wasn't getting like enough out of the relationship. And sure, it was only like 2 months. So like, you know, take that as you will. My longest relationship, by the way, audience, is like 3 months.
Jared gets around.
Yeah. No, don't say it like that. But like in retrospect, I realized it was probably one of the best relationships I have had. And I've also realized how much I actually like that person and how much I'm so willing to have a relationship with that person now that you know, hindsight's 20/20. But I think that relationship definitely taught me that that doing things just because like it's what I want without considering without considering other people's emotions is a horrible thing to do, because like while my priority number one should be taking care of myself, like I have to really consider other people's emotions, especially in a relationship. And doing what I did was completely unjustified, whether or not I was like, you know, young or, you know, easily misled, and I had, you know, an authority figure and someone I trusted telling me it was okay. Despite all that stuff, it's still not okay.
Yeah.
And like it still kind of fucks with me. But yeah, that's it.
All right, you know, it's a good wholesome story. Wholesome. I'd say wholesome.
I learned my lesson.
Wholesome 100. Question number 2 from Instagram. How tall are you both? I'm standing at a staggering 4'12".
5 foot. I'm like, I think I'm like 5'7", 5'8". I'm like average height.
All right. Third question. Favorite Smash Bros. Character and why? Me personally, I have a little bit of a backstory to this. My favorite Smash Bros. Character, hands down, is motherfucking Mewtwo. Shout out. Growing up, Pokemon was one of my favorite games of all time. Mm-hmm. And then I got to kick people's ass with him. So, yeah.
Okay, so the first time I played Smash Brothers Ultimate, I was told that the worst character in the game was Robin. And I was like, okay, bet. So I picked Robin. And Robin's toolkit is by far, in my opinion, like the most like varied and usable.
Oh yeah, no, Robin's pretty good. I would argue in my opinion, the worst character in Smash Bros. Ultimate is Little Mac. I just angered a lot of people with that, but you guys can suck my fucking balls. I am a Little Mac main. I am literally a Little Mac main. So get mad, get triggered. I do not care.
I'm a Robin main, dude. I love Robin so much.
All right. Question number 4. If you could buy one thing online right now, what would it be and why?
If you're talking about things that I really should be buying, it's the 4-way splitter for this podcast.
If you guys didn't know, we are getting microphones for the podcast so our audio doesn't sound like colon cancer.
Actually, hold on. Shout out, by the way, to Alex's girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
For getting me the two of the microphones that we're planning on using for the podcast for Christmas.
Merry Christmas so and much. Birthday. Thanks, Denise.
You just name dropped her.
She doesn't give a damn. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you, Denise.
All right. So me, what I would buy anything online is probably like one of those really expensive sex dolls, so I could piece my girl. Sorry, Denise.
Women ain't shit but boats and hoes.
But you know, It's like, what do you get? What, you get what you want out of it. You throw it back in the closet. Maybe you remember to clean it out once a month. What are you gonna do?
It sounds like you just kind of described like. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say something really fucked up.
Jared, you already started it. It's on the podcast.
No,
we're live.
I'm not putting that publicly on the internet.
All right. Question number. I don't know. Tits or ass? There's a right answer to this, and there's a wrong. There you go. Ass. All the way. Rest in peace to all you flat pancake booty bitches.
Okay, I'm sorry to say, but like, I'm gonna be real. If a girl's personality isn't good, I don't care how attractive you are.
You're a fucking virgin.
You could be. No, I'm dead serious. This is not going to change if I have sex or not, because
bro, you literally
virgin hours.
Jared is a white knight, confirmed.
Dude, no, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't know what it is about me, but if a girl is a solid 10, but she's an absolute cunt, I'm not talking to her. I would care less if she was interested in me or not, because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, sure, I just caught a full dime body, but that doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day, because I'm more focused on being in a long-term healthy relationship in which I can be satisfied in emotionally, because to me that's more valuable.
I feel that, but if I'm out here on the prowl, as you do, I'm gonna pipe and then skedaddle. The old hump and dump.
When you said prowl, I couldn't get the fucking image of Alex the lion from Madagascar out of my mind, bro.
Jared, look at me. I'm hoping everyone listening to the podcast can get this visual. Jared, I want you to look at me. Oh my god. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Dude, that movie's a banger.
That movie is god tier.
Dude.
But I'm literally like a fucking possum. I will get in your garbage and eat whatever looks remotely tasty. All right. Final question, actually. I have very few followers on Instagram. Comment your Instagram. I might follow you back. I probably won't.
Shout out.
So the last question is a question I actually heard at work today as well. It's called it's the bear versus gorilla debate.
Like, who would win in a fight? A bear versus a gorilla? I know you have a long tangent, so I'm gonna start.
So I'm gonna let you go on this one.
Okay, here's my thing. Right, is while a gorilla may have I think probably more brains about it than a bear would. I'm telling you right now, if it's a fucking grizzly bear, nothing is going to beat that grizzly bear. I'm telling you right now, a bear is gonna kick that gorilla's fat, ugly ass. A gorilla, okay, while a gorilla, they might look ripped as fuck, and they're big creatures too, I'm telling you right now, a bear is a fucking freight train. That thing will run a gorilla over.
Yes. All right. Well, now that Jared has had his piece, I, as someone who knows a little bit too much about animals, someone who's studying environmental science, I've thought about this question quite a bit. So I was listening to my coworkers in the break room, and I couldn't help but not try to have some sort of brain aneurysm, as 2 of the 3 people argued the gorilla would win, saying that it would somehow get on the gorilla's back or put it in a chokehold. My question to you, does this fucking gorilla know karate?
Yeah, for real.
All right.
Most animals
a gorilla, a male silverback gorilla, the biggest ever recorded thing is somewhere around 500 pounds.
Yes.
All right, that's fucking huge, considering he was 5'10" when he stood up. Mm-hmm. That's a little bit shorter than me and about 300 pounds heavier. Mm-hmm. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, big motherfucker.
That would fuck inhuman. Mm-hmm. Gorillas have these big ass canine teeth.
Yeah, they do.
Fucking tear things to shreds.
Yeah.
However, gorillas are really passive creatures. All right, they would sooner bluff charge you and run away, or they would prefer not to fight, because you know what happens when you fight? You get hurt, you get infected, and you fucking die. Gorillas aren't stupid. They got a brain, right? They got the big brain. That's the whole argument. So they're going to try to avoid conflict first off. And if, last comes to last here, they do have to fight this fucking grizzly bear. Are you fucking kidding me? Jared, can you guess to me how much a male grizzly bear, Kodiak grizzly bear,
Easily about 800 pounds.
higher,
900?
Easily can top over 1,000.
Yeah,
huge,
like I
huge
said,
males.
absolute fucking flesh.
We're talking maybe 1,200 pounds if my estimates are accurate here. If I'm remembering correctly, easily 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
Not to mention these things can climb trees like they run up trees.
Imagine getting
you have no idea. Like they literally run up trees.
Imagine getting
you on the podcast. Listen to this podcast. When you get done, go on YouTube. Well, you're already on YouTube if you're listening to the podcast.
So search
up grizzly bear climbing a tree. It's fucking crazy how fast they can do it. Not to mention they live in rocky terrain. You have to think, they're hauling that 1,200 pounds of fat ass up to 40 miles per hour. So it's going to outrun the grizzly bear. The one of the arguments is the gorilla has throw out a random couple of thousand PSI per square inch of a bite force. That's fine and dandy until you realize you only need so much bite force to be able to crush bone.
It's true.
Both of them can do it.
Yeah.
So after that, it has no meaning.
When I'm pretty sure when it comes to like fights in the animal world anyway, it like strictly almost always comes down to size.
Yes. It's like because there's no technique.
There's no technique. It's literally just like bashing into each other. And I'm telling you right now, that grizzly bear has the weight advantage.
Double.
Almost every fucking day of the week. Every fucking day.
Not to mention they have like these huge teeth that so does the gorilla.
And
but
I'm not gonna lie.
So they have claws.
Grizzly bears are also pretty fucking clever hunters too. Like don't put them out in the brains department too. All I'm saying right now is that a gorilla is gonna get fucking bodied by a grizzly bear.
And that's a motherfucking fact.
I mean, if you're talking about a black bear, almost. The black bear,
even a black bear,
to be honest, larger male black bears aren't a force to be reckoned with. I'm telling you right now.
Well, here's the thing: black bears are even more aggressive than grizzly bears are.
That's true.
Most of the time.
That's true.
But it's like, the thing is, bears are the apex. All right, there's only one creature I can think of that really hunts bear outside of humans. And that's the Siberian tiger. They'll hunt smaller ones, I believe.
They'll hunt cubs.
Pretty much. They might even hunt full-grown ones. I can't confirm that. But I know for a fact Siberian tigers have been known to hunt.
Polar bears?
Polar bears are the world's apex predator, in my opinion.
They are. They're so... I was watching the other day, like, these super fucking high-def, like, documentaries of, like, polar animals and shit. Polar bears are fucking gorgeous, dude. Yeah. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. And also, by the way, fucking massive. Those things are gigantic. They will fucking kill anything that they come across. Like, on fucking God, polar bears are... Dude, all I'm saying, like, if the climate down here was not so fucking hot and their fur was not so fucking thick... They would dominate.
They would fuck us. All right, so I just Googled when you say that. The largest polar bear on record weighed 2,209 pounds.
Those fuckers clap cheeks.
He stood 11 feet and 1 inches
I'm
tall.
telling you. Polar bears.
All right, well, you gotta think. Not only are they literally the biggest motherfuckers, the biggest carnivores, I believe, but... They're the only creature known to hunt humans. They have no fear of humans because,
They're so much fucking bigger than us, dude.
Well, that and, it's like they don't live where we do most of the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you gotta think, they spend most of their year starving to fucking death.
Yeah,
they're strong. They literally, the only time they might get to eat within a month is literally mangling a seal out of, like, a tiny little ice hole. And then it just gorges the entire thing. And then it gets to eat maybe next month, hopefully.
Dude,
So they're pissed off. They're big. They have no fear of humans. Polar bears would fuck anything. I guarantee it.
They clap the food chain.
Pretty much.
They're top shelf shit.
Pretty much. But, yeah, no. As far as grizzly bear, versus
A gorilla.
the silverback gorilla. Even if that fucking gorilla was like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, I really hope that's
bodied.
ever a thing. It's getting bodied. It's literally going to get destroyed. And
so you want to talk about some? I actually have two topics. I don't know if you're aware of them. So today was a very, very eventful day in the United States.
Oh yeah, I heard
today
about
was not only the congressional vote for impeachment, but also a lot of people forgot 6ix9ine sentencing day. 6ix9ine got sentenced today. A lot of people forget about that. So first things first with the impeachment. So yeah, the president got impeached.
There's so many recent events right now. President got impeached. This is gonna sound really controversial at first, but just those of you in the audience and Jared, you here.
Yeah.
Please listen to this statement full. I do not want President Trump to be removed from office because I pray to God every night that Mike fucking Pence is not the president of the United States in his lifetime.
I hope Mike Pence ceases to exist after this next election cycle. I hope he just goes away. I have to give credit where credit is due. Mike Pence is the penultimate cover plan that didn't work, but it should have. Because the whole thing with him getting impeached was that if we get him out of office, the next fucking person in line is Mike fucking Pence. I don't know what was going through Nancy Pelosi's head when she thought, damn, Mike Pence, better than Trump. I don't understand. I really don't. So, take a guess at how long 6ix9ine got sentenced for.
I thought it was like 24 months, right?
Yes.
That's
on
2
the nose.
years.
And he's like, I think he's like
eligible. I just looked at the Snapchat story.
It's fucking wild, dude. It's fucking wild. Okay, this might be controversial, but I don't really care because this is something that needs to be said.
This is our fucking podcast. Get over it.
So, I don't care how much rap music you listen to, how fucking hard you think you go. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right fucking now. The people that 6ix9ine snitched on deserve to go to prison. They were gangbangers. Actual gangbangers. Regardless of his affiliation with said gang, those people killed. They pushed hardcore illicit drugs that kill people. I'm not talking about they're pushing hallucinogens or weed. They were distributing drugs that hurt and harm and kill. And people that do all fucking forms of crime. And you're gonna sit here and be like, 6ix9ine is a snitch. Snitch nine. That dude did the right thing, regardless of regardless of his position or him getting off. He fucking earned getting off because he put bad people behind bars.
All I'm gonna say about that is most of the people that are out here screaming snitch nine, you motherfuckers would have done it too.
I really would. 110%. If you're sitting there looking at a life sentence and you have information that you could corroborate that will get you out of said life sentence, are you telling me right now that you wouldn't fucking give them that information?
I'm talking to you. The guy sitting in his mom's fucking house in the fucking suburbs of what?
Taking out the trash, listening to music about killing people and selling drugs.
Going to the store, getting medicine while your tummy hurts, listening to Robin Banks. No. All right. You 1,000% especially. You, David, listening to this podcast right now. You fucking snitch. I know you would have done it. I was right here. I'm talking to you. You would have done it. You would have snitched too. I don't care what you say.
It's a shame that so many people were just so quick to just be like, well, what a fucking snitch. What a little bitch.
Yeah, no.
It's so fucking stupid to me. I would also like to clarify if we ever get popular. We are not affiliated with any gangs, nor do we claim any gangs, and nor do we have anything bad to say about those gangs because I don't want to get shot.
I'd be alright without getting shot.
Yeah, I'm down to not get shot. So I'm gonna when it comes to the gangs themselves or any current members that are not behind prison bars, we have nothing bad to say about y'all.
Oh man. Comment. Maybe you could get on the podcast.
We'd love to have you on sometime. Please email us at our business email.
Oh my god, Jared! There's been so many like crazy local, not local. There's been so many crazy things in the news lately. Like, you know, the whole
So much
fucking
crazy shit.
Juice WRLD fucking died.
Juice WRLD fucking died. Who am I gonna listen to now when I get out of toxic relationships?
Exactly. Who am I going to cry to
Put my
at night?
heart in a bag.
Alright, well, I don't know if you knew this, Jared, but Juice WRLD is actually really well known for his freestyle beats.
His freestyle?
Not freestyle beats.
His
But his
freestyle
actual,
rapping?
yeah, he did like hour-long raps, I think. And there's like, yeah, no, he would just sit and freestyle. Most of his songs were actually freestyle. So, you didn't know this. I didn't know this till about 5 minutes
Hold
ago.
on, don't play any music. Cause I'm
No.
not about-
Here's the thing.
My
I
shit
just
taken
looked up copyright-free freestyle beats, and you, my friend,
I'm not freestyling.
You're freestyling.
I'm not.
Right here.
I'm not.
In 2019,
I'm actually
that's
not.
an ad. You got 2
I'm
seconds.
not freestyling.
Jared, you're doing it. All right.
You're a cunt.
That's all right, Jared.
This is the thing that we were talking about when we were bitching about the all-nighter podcast, by the way. Fuck them. They're not funny and they're cringy. I'm not freestyling on my own
I was gonna say,
podcast.
this is a really shitty freestyle, Jared.
I fuck with the sax though.
Right? It's a really good one. It has a picture of a gorilla on it.
A
Fun
gorilla.
fact. All right. Well, I think we've hit our 30-minute mark.
We have.
So with that, do you have any closing notes, Jared?
This has been a fairly productive podcast.
I'd say so. I really wish you would have ended with a freestyle. I think I would have liked it personally. I think the person listening in their car right now going to work would have really enjoyed you to have made their day there, Jared. How do you feel?
Well, everybody, this has been the College Dropout Podcast with your host, Jared.
And Alex. The main host today, Alex.
The main host today, Alex, and me, of course, your fellow host, Jared. We'd like to ask you guys to like, subscribe, maybe share this with some of your friends.
Please do. Help us grow.
We really
Become a part of our
appreciate
friends.
everybody who listens to this podcast. Even if you don't subscribe, we appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Have a great day.
Have a good one.